Welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of Technology Teatime. In this episode, I had the pleasure of sharing a cup of tea and a conversation with Dr. Paul Naish, who passed away unexpectedly earlier this year. We'd like to dedicate Season 1 of Technology Teatime to Paul and feel great privilege that we had an opportunity to immortalize just a small piece of his great knowledge and very special spirit. Thank you, Paul.
Welcome to Technology Teatime, where we remind ourselves and educators around the world how we use technology to increase connections with our students and with each other. Today's special guest is Dr. Paul Naish. Dr. Naish is new to technology, and we heard a rumor that his phone is not even smart. We do know that he is very smart, though, and have had great success using technologies in his courses. He is Assistant Professor of History here at Gutman Community College, CUNY. Paul, welcome and thank you for stopping by today and giving us a few minutes of your time. Can I pour you some tea?
Please, I would love some. Thank you. It's great.
So, Paul, are the rumors true? Do you not have a smartphone? Would you call yourself a technophone?
It's pretty dumb.
There it is.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. But I do not think I'm a Luddite. I find the current climate around technology a little coercive, and there's a 1970s part of me that battles that, and like an after-school special is against the peer pressure, right? But my particular focus of interest is what's called the market revolution, the 1830s, 40s, and 50s. And this is a time that is full of technological innovations, both in communication and transportation, between canals, steamboats, and of course the telegraph. And as I say to my students, if you're young during this period, the pace of change is very invigorating and exciting. If you're a little older, I think people are a little more concerned about how quickly things are changing around them. And I think there's something similar happening today. So maybe I'm one of the people on the wrong end of the age spectrum who's thinking, is it really good for things to change this quickly? It's kind of an environmental disaster when these phones are ending up in landfill every year or so, yes, but just one of many things I question.
Yes, that's healthy. We welcome a healthy questioning of technology here at Technology Teatime. But you have incorporated technology into your courses successfully. Can you talk a little bit about some of the successes and failures
Sure.
in terms of that incorporation?
Well, very much through your good invitation. I taught a hybrid class last year at Gutman, which means that half of it was online and half of it was in the classroom. And it was a history of urban life class. So I started with a class that was entirely in the classroom, and then thought about how it could be done partially online. That means that obviously the students are doing a lot more writing and reading, or at least we hope they are. One thing I did that was a little epiphany. I started thinking, instead of thinking of this as a challenge, how can I think of this as a way to correct something about the class that's already not right? So I had never liked the textbook I used, and so I decided to just throw it away and have the students actually produce their own textbook in the form of a newspaper that came out every week over the course of the semester. And the students wrote articles, and then instead of having a discussion board, they wrote letters to the editor in the character of people living at the time. So that was great. They enjoyed doing that. They really sort of had an immediate sense of what was going on in history. We actually read the paper during the time when we met, and that was sort of a little community building exercise. So it worked well.
So it sounds like you were sort of using technologies to connect the in-class experience with the out-of-class experience, and that you were using sort of similar assignments, but using technology to kind of enhance them or make them different. Was that a difficult process to think about incorporating the technologies into perhaps an assignment that already existed? It sounds like it helped you in that way, but was it challenging? Was it worth it?
Oh yes, it was definitely worth it, and no, I wouldn't say it was particular. I mean, what's challenging about something like that is less the technological aspect as scheduling, making sure that everybody knows what to do, when to do it, and I had a couple of snafus with the students where I think I depended on them a little too much to read a schedule and figure out that they have something due on the 14th and then again on the 16th, and then there's 3 weeks when they don't do anything, and they had trouble dealing with that. And so what's interesting to me in working with technology, I think sometimes we think because it's so sophisticated, everything about it is sophisticated, and some parts of dealing with technology have to really be kept quite simple, or people don't find the easiest access to it, right?
That's a wonderful point to remember, right?
Yes.
You don't just assume because students use technology every day that there can be a complex assignment,
right,
and just because it's using technology, it's automatically clear,
right?
That sort of clarity.
Or that the kinds of things that are challenging for me are necessarily challenging for them because they found other parts of the assignment difficult that I would consider second nature. But I realized I had to be a little more patient with some of the things that they didn't expect or didn't understand. And it's easy to build that empathy when I myself was sometimes struggling with other aspects of it. So that's a good thing about using technology. It puts you in the position of a student trying something new and one hopes benefiting from it, learning, building one's skills. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So technology basically taught you empathy.
Well, I hope it didn't teach me empathy, but I don't think it held me back in that regard.
Okay, well, that's good. At least it's not taking our humanity and
away
our
from us.
empathy away.
Well, thank you. All right, so that's a good. You're drawing me back. All right, good. Yes, we're not quite there yet. Machines do not necessarily pull us away from our humanity. Good.
So, Paul, if people wanted to find out a little bit more about your assignments or these things you've been sharing with us today, where might they do that? How might they do that?
My things particularly, the easiest thing is probably to email me. I actually have a website, believe it or not.
Wow, website, Dr. Paul.
www.pauldnash.com.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by and having some tea with us.
It's been a pleasure.
We appreciate it.
I don't know if we clicked it, whatever. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you very much. If you'd like to learn more, talk more, be a guest, or have a cup of tea, please don't hesitate to get in touch.